It is my privilege to announce the winners from a showcase that had happened earlier today. For those of you who did not come in prior to lunch, we had a student and recent alumni showcase. And so we have some winners from our different categories that I would like to share with you. Now, the first one is from the projects category. And this individual has done something really amazing with Clinical Mind AI. I would like to invite Marcos Rojas, who is also the best dressed student at this event. Yeah. I like a suit. All right, and then, the problem here at Stanford is there's so much good work that's happening that when pressed to select just one recipient for the startup category, the judging panel was not able to just pick one. So we have two. We have two, but we have one plaque. Unfortunately, it's made out of silicon carbonite, so we can't break it in two. But we can do quantum computing on it. So I would like to invite Xuan Zhao, who has an amazing project called Flourish Science, who is the winner of our domestic category for startup. Yeah. We'll do a quick. Okay. And our second winner, Kavi Tanakun, with Tilly Kids for our global category. So please come on up. And then I'd invite Shoen to come in. So we're going to do this survivor style. You're both going to touch it, and whoever touches it the longest gets to keep it.
That's a very fair
All ready?
test. Oh,
So let's go.
the longest.
Okay. Yeah. Just hold on. Hold on to it. Hours, days. And then all.
It's yours.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you can take it, but you both have to touch it together.
Oh, okay.
And because he is the best dressed, although I will say our other winners look phenomenal as well, but I am biased, Marcos Rojas is going to share his pitch from his winning project.
Is it on? Oh, yeah, it's on. Okay. Well, thank you so much. My name is Marcos Rojas. I'm a physician from Chile, and I'm doing a PhD here in Stanford in education. And I want to share with you now, I could share so many things about this project, but the most important thing I want to share with you today, it's the origin of this idea and why it's so important that we know our problem space to offer solutions for those specific problems. So we all need better healthcare, and that is something that I experienced in Chile. I come from this very small town in the southern part of Santiago called Puente Alto. And this place is very well known in Chile for many things, but one of them is that it's one of the poorest communities in our country. So in this context, I experienced many things you can imagine, but one of them was not access to good healthcare. My mom, when I was a kid, she developed this disease called trigeminal neuralgia. In this disease, you experience severe pain all on your face. And she still today has this problem. And as a kid, I tried to help my mom in many ways. And one of the ways I tried to do it was through education. I said, okay, to help my mom, I will become a physician. So then I can come back and help her but not only help my mom, also my community that is in high need of better healthcare, better physicians. So after titanic effort, as you can imagine, I was able to go into this school, the med school at the University of Chile. But as soon as I got in, something happened that I didn't know before going to med school, and was this issue. Even if I want to be the best physician I want, that only impacts my patients, the people I see. But what about the other patients? And what about all the other people who never access healthcare? This doesn't solve the problem that I wanted to solve in the first place. So how can I help all patients if I alone am not enough? And also, how can I improve all physicians so we all can provide better healthcare to everyone? And I found the answer to these two questions in one beautiful thing, which is education. If I improve medical education, then we all become better physicians. And then we can provide better healthcare to everyone. But also, perhaps there are some ways to make this process more efficient so we can also produce more physicians wherever we need them. That's why I came here to Stanford, finding answers to these problems. And 2 years ago, talking to my advisor, I started to think, okay, then what is that one thing that if I train all physicians better, can improve healthcare everywhere? And we found the answer in this, clinical reasoning. Clinical reasoning is this mental process that we as physicians go through collecting data from you. We ask you about your medical history, we collect data from your physical examination, and we also collect data from medical tests. And we collect all of that and put it together into one diagnosis. If we get the correct diagnosis, now we're able to help you. This is the specific thing we need to improve in physicians so we all provide better healthcare. But there are many challenges here in teaching clinical reasoning. The first one is the format. My colleagues, physicians, are not, most of them, not trained in education, but also we've been finding kind of this format, a cheap format and also highly scalable to teach clinical reasoning, which is providing students a summary of a clinical case. So this is already collected data by someone else, and I ask the students, connect all of this and tell me the correct diagnosis. So this solves the problem of scalability, but it's not authentic. In real life, you never go to the physician with this already collected data. Then in the 70s, Professor Harden created this specific methodology called clinical simulation. We pay actors to act as patients. So you can collect the data from a human being, and you ask whatever questions you want, do a physical examination, ask extra tests, and now you think about a working diagnosis. Very authentic, but very expensive and difficult to scale. And also, when you have all these constraints, you don't have time to assess other things that also happen while you're trying to help someone else improve their healthcare. For example, what are my reflections when I'm thinking about the diagnosis of this patient? So there are so many other things we're not collecting data from that we miss because we don't have the tools today. And all of these challenges happen across all the stages of medical training. So now that you know that clinical reasoning is the most important skill we should improve in physicians, that there are these specific challenges in teaching this essential skill, we saw the opportunity here to use perhaps new technologies. Perhaps we can use AI to help address all these challenges, to create a platform to account for all these problems. We call this solution here at Stanford Clinical Mind AI. This is a platform, an AI-powered platform that we think for equitable, effective, and adaptive healthcare, because that's our final aim, improving medical education so we improve healthcare everywhere. Here in this platform, we empower our medical instructors to create AI-simulated patients so students can be trained with these simulations, receive real-time feedback, and also, depending on the context, the language, and the curricula, we can adapt the platform for that specific medical school. And you can imagine, of course, there are many people already doing this everywhere. So Marcos, what is the new thing in this platform? As I told you, I come from Chile, and we don't speak English. So the first thing is, of course, language. We're offering a platform that changes the language according to the user. And that's very important when you think about education for everyone. When you think about everyone do not speak English. They also speak other languages. And that's the first thing we use AI for in this platform. The second thing is local diseases. We don't have the same diseases or epidemiology everywhere. So why should I provide a platform with clinical cases as all the other platforms that exist out there? I should provide the necessary technological infrastructure, so you tell me what is the clinical case to generate, and now we do that for your students. And third thing is that across the globe, we don't understand healthcare in the same way. Taking care of another human being has different values and also different definitions. Also, according to the med school, we define clinical reasoning from a different theoretical point of view. So depending on that, we want to assess in these students something different. And we can use AI to tackle all these challenges, create something flexible enough so you tell me what to assess, what to simulate, and in which language. And now to finish, to give you a glimpse of how it works, the medical instructor in any part of the planet can provide a clinical case to this platform, and now the platform generates that simulation. Then the medical student interacts with this simulation. We assess whatever the instructor told us to assess in this simulation, and with that, we provide feedback to the student and a report to the instructor to improve their teaching. This is our platform. I think we're in time. This is the gist of our platform, but the most important thing I want to tell you today is that I know that we're a university and at school that is highly focused in K-12 education, but I really hope one day we'll care more also about other programs, about higher education, and in this case, about medical education. And why? Because we all will get sick one day. And we want your doctors to be well-trained to provide whatever healthcare you need. Well, thank you so much for your attention, and happy to answer anything.